Have you ever considered what your life would be like if nobody told you what was right or wrong? Most ideas of the right versus wrong come from traditional religious beliefs. For those who find themselves as believers in the divine, a loss of that power could be an eclipse in your once bright life. A life centered in religion, as told by God, and then you learn that He is dead. What would that be like? Maybe like an earth without a sun? What do? You could spiral into hopelessness, a life without meaning or morality. You could blame those who show you this idea, or you could rise to the level of what once was praised on high. You, yourself, we, us, me, are responsible then for becoming godlike in His absence. Let's take a look at Nietzsche's philosophy. Friedrich Nietzsche is said to have believed in nothing. He was a nihilist who professed himself as the Antichrist. Side note, if you are interested in a weird rabbit hole of the internet, please Google Antichrist memes. It is a good one. Nietzsche believed that to become art, or to live a philosophical life of meaning, your life was valuable. His idea was that the more you live, grow, and experience, the more value your life has. In his sentiment, there is no meaning to life. Now that we've looked at Nietzsche's philosophical view of the meaning of our lives, let's take a look at his Madman excerpt. In The Madman, Nietzsche writes about a man driven hysterical by the notion that God is dead. He professes to the townspeople who mock him that God is dead and that we, in fact, have killed him, that we are murderers. In 1883, when this was written, we were on the advance of science as opposed to the divine being the all-powerful. Our world had been governed by a set of morals enforced by God. With the Enlightenment, much of what was believed an act of God was being proved by practical and physical means. Nietzsche was conflicted by his own views. However, he thought that without God, our belief systems could break down and our morals might be in jeopardy. As someone who was a nihilist and considered himself the Antichrist at one point, it's kind of interesting that he said in Twilight of the Idols, when one gives up the Christian faith, one pulls the right to Christian morality out from under one's feet. It's almost as if he sounds conflicted on what he's put forth into the world. It's a pretty interesting view. In The Madman, Nietzsche writes about a man Now that we have looked at the Madman excerpt, we can look at my feelings on the reading. I can see how this could be seen as an advancement for humankind, but I can also sense the profound sadness people must have experienced at the idea of losing their God. I do like Nietzsche's sentiment that because we killed God, we are now responsible for our own morality. We must fill in the void left by the murder of our God. I'm using air quotes there. I like that Nietzsche brought forth that you don't need religion to be valued or have meaning. You need to live a life full of experiences. I think that striving to make each of our lives a piece of art is a great endeavor for humankind. Be more, see more, do more, find beauty in all, and be the change daily for good. No God needed. In conclusion, God is dead, people are responsible for morality, and last and most importantly, on the precipice of your mental health break, what do you say to the horse?